Been a great meeting so far. We're going to totally switch gears on you. There'll be no more product today. There is some more product tomorrow. But today we're going strictly to leadership, system, potential, marketplace. We're going to have some fun, okay? What I'm going to do, go ahead and throw my presentation up real quick. The name of my presentation is Birthing a Giant. And I'm going to talk to you guys. I'm going to make the case of why SFP is going to be the next big giant in this industry. Are you ready to hear that? Yeah. You know, Jeff said earlier, and it's one of my favorite sayings, that you got to be at the right place at the right time. And that's true. You got to recognize you're at the right place at the right time and pull the trigger, right? Well, I want to help you recognize that you're at the right place at the right time. Some of you guys already recognize it, but I want to make sure that you are totally cognizant of how really true that is, and I want to strengthen that resolve of your recognition of this. So let's go ahead and jump in real quick. There's a book written called The True Believer. Anyone ever read that book? It's kind of obscure, but it was thoughts on the nature of mass movements. Now, some of them were good, some were bad that he covers, but he talks about why mass movements happen and what causes them to go out there and happen. And he says in the book there's two things you got to have a mass movement. The first one is you got to have a widespread desire for change from discontented people. Okay, you got a bunch of people that are just not happy, they want change. And the second part is you got to have leaders who are ready to go out there and lead that movement. So let's talk about us real quick. Do we have a widespread desire for change? Who's discontent right now? Every single family in the world, just about. I mean, this country, I don't know a whole lot of people, unless you're a billionaire. I mean, Bill Gates might be all right, but I think he's not really content because Facebook's killing him, and so's Google and everybody else. He's probably worried about how that happened because he had the upper hand and got beat. So every family right now, I think, is a little bit discontent. How about regards to financial education? Is everybody real discontent there? Absolutely. There's a huge need right now for someone to go in and deliver a financial education on a huge scale. And the last one, though, is the industry itself. I think the industry is in a little bit of a mess. It's still going backwards. At a time when the education is the most needed and the best products are available, what Jessica and David and some of these guys cover today, they're the best financial products that have ever been available in this industry, yet the industry is going backwards. Not the actual products, but the distribution is going backwards. There's less and less financial advisors every single year. The average age is like 56, and it's going backwards. No one wants, especially toward middle America, no one wants to serve middle America. Okay, so we got a huge, I think, widespread desire for change. How about leaders to lead the movement? Do we have the right leadership team? Absolutely. I think we do. Matter of fact, I know we do. I don't just think we do, or I wouldn't be here. I think Jeff's absolutely the best guy to lead this, and then the leaders that we have, both in the headquarters and the field, are the perfect people to go out there and lead this movement. So as far as I think the two elements we need to have to go out there and lead a mass movement, do we have them? Yes. Absolutely we do, okay? There's a window that's caused because of this, a huge opportunity window that if you'll jump through it, you'll make a lot of money. Now windows do what? Close. They open and they close, and they open and they close. Well, it's open now. I think it'll actually be open for a long time, but there's a special window open probably the next 4, 5, 6 years. And in a way, a bigger, kind of smaller window inside that window, the next 4, 5, 6, 7 months, as far as what you can do and the potential you have as far as an accelerator on your team and your income. Whoa. Everybody okay back there? I didn't hear anyone scream from electrocution, so we're okay. All right, right now, the industry does about 120, what is that number? $billion in premium every single year. Our goal as a company is we only want 1%, okay? 1% is about $1.2 billion annually. Is that a reasonable goal for us? Sure. Some of you guys are saying that, some of you guys are going, I don't know, that sounds like a lot to me, okay? Some sub-goals as a result of that is over the next 10 years, we're gonna pay out $1 billion in commissions next 7 to 10. I think we do it closer to 7, Paul. But let's say it took 10, that's still not too bad. $1 billion in commissions with the goal to get to we're paying about $500 million or $500 million a year in commissions out to you guys. Would you like that? Yes. Now some of you guys are going, God, it still sounds high. This guy's crazy. Everyone go out there and talk the hype. Well, I'm going to show you the history behind this, why this is not hype, why it's totally doable, and why we're going to go out and do it. Here is the rankings of the top insurance carriers. The first movement I was involved in, and Tom did a great job referring it to it this morning. We started out the event, and that was the AOM's Primerica movement. They have about 1.51% of the marketplace. Okay, and they have paid out those kind of commission numbers. The second movement was with WMA. We were with Aegon at the time. They're at 3% of the marketplace. So I've already been involved in 2 movements that have done this. Some of you guys have been involved in those companies as well. Some of you haven't. Some of you are brand new. I still love the fact that some of our top leaders just got licensed like less than 12 months ago. I just think that's so cool. And it just shows the type of leadership we have in the company. Okay, let me give you the history, though, behind, at least, you got a little history today on the first movement from Tom. Let me give you a little history on the second movement. World Marketing Alliance was a company that started in 1991. I had the very first office in the company here in Atlanta. It was in a little C space. Matter of fact, our lobby still had a concrete floor, and it took them about 3 years to get tile in there. I wrote the very first app in that company, and I had the very first chargeback. Yay, okay? And yeah, it was fun. But, and we went from a little BPM where we had about 5 people at our first meeting to over 150 a night, 3 nights a week, and we revved this thing up. It was so much fun. Matter of fact, the first marketing use 6 months in, I was #1 personal producer, #1 base shop producer, #1 base do first, #2 in cash flow. I think Rich Thawley beat me or somebody. And I didn't go on a single sales call, by the way. I'll talk more about system tomorrow, but I just ran the system. All sales I made are people who came on board and those who didn't come on board. I did not want to sell. Not a single sales call, #1 personal producer, #1 in base, #1 base do first. There's a story in there, okay? But WMA started in a little colonial office building in Dunwoody, Georgia. Matter of fact, half of it wasn't even finished. It was still stubbed out. I love the fact that, where are we right now? Nice colonial office building, not too far from here, okay? Kind of similar history, I like that. 2 people at 2 product provider companies at Western Reserve, a guy named Jack Kinney and Pat Baird, today gone, kind of believed in us. They gave us a chance. And we went out there, and these are some screenshots from our first video we ever did. This is back with a little small $150 a month average premium, which is way smaller than what we do here. But we had about $400 million in sales first 3 years and paid out $100 million in commissions first 3 years. Okay, so this can be done. But that company then went on and became even bigger. That's one of our conventions. It was right at, you hear the number 25,000, but it was really about 15,000, which is still impressive. So I'll give you the real numbers here. And that was at that was MGM Grand Garden Arena. They do NASCAR sponsorships, they do Olympic sponsorships, all sorts of fun stuff. It's great. And we paid out $1 billion in commissions in our first 10 years prior to selling. We sold the company to Aegon, and a bunch of us kind of moved on from there. But I've already been with one company that's paid this kind of money out. So to say do it in the next 7, 10 years, Kevin, is inevitable. We've already done it. We know the model. We know we have the system. We have all the components. I actually think we have better leadership. I really do, not just from the top, but in the field and everywhere else. I would put the group we have up against any group we've ever had in these companies I've been involved with from the beginning. We got some strong people here that are committed and ready to go. This year, that company is going to go on and pay about $500 million in commissions, or $500 million. So if someone else can do it one time, what does that say? Do it again. Everybody go out there and do it again, and we're going to do it again. And so now for the third movement, it'll be us. Now, right down here at the bottom, it kind of leaked off my screen, is National Life Group. They're at 1.51% of the market, or actually 0.51, excuse me. Our goal is to get them to 1.51, okay? Actually, I get them to 2 or 3, but for our 1% of the market, we want to raise them up a whole percentage point and take them up where they're actually a little bit higher, and we make that happen. Who would like to be involved in a movement like that? By the way, a lot of guys make a lot of money from that. There's a lot of millions of dollars paid out in commissions for getting that done, and it's a lot of fun. Now let's talk about business life cycle for a second, because it's important in relation to them, in relation to us, in relation to some of our competition out there. Those of you that went to study business in college, you've seen the business line that goes up. You have your foundation phase, you kind of get out there and you kind of launch, and then you have what's called the rapid growth phase, and things just skyrocket. It's a snowball effect. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then we're going to be in that snowball effect the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years, but the people who pour it on the next 6, 7, 8 months, we're going to see some amazing things happen in regards to this line. Then you hit maturity, where you kind of have steady growth, and things go well, and you continue to get paid, continue to make your money. But if you were going to join a company, where would you want to join it? Oh, come on. You wouldn't want to join at the top when they're doing all the great sponsorships, and they have the beautiful buildings, and why? Because you don't care about that. What do you care about? Money for your family. Opportunity for your family, the chance to go out there and build some serious cash flow and some serious wealth. Well, where are we? Yeah, we're somewhere down here in this launch, and we're actually just launching the meeting at this particular meeting, believe it or not, which is crazy. Think about that. You are at the launch of the third great movement in this industry. Give yourself a hand for being here, by the way. That's huge. I would tell this story with every person you go out there and see, because it's just the way business works. And let's go out there real quick now and look at some of well, I'll tell you a formula first. It's a tried and true business formula. Where the company is today, your team will be in 1 year if you keep your foot on the gas pedal and go for it and follow the system. I actually believe, because of where we're at, some of you guys who already got a little bit of a head start, we're kind of here in the pre-ground floor, you can be 5 to 6 times bigger than where the company is right now in the next 6, 7, 8 months. Okay, but if you're brand new, like you just haven't got your license yet, you don't even know what we're talking about, which there's a few of you out there, your team could be at least this big in the next 6 to 7 months to do the right things. That's what happens about being in the rapid growth phase of a company. See, our competition now is interesting, because I want to, first of all, explain a big thing to you. The industry right now is so big, the market's so vast, you could have 100 Synergy financial partners and 200-300 similar companies and not even get the job done for Middle America. Do you understand how vast that is? As big as that company I showed you we built, you could have 100 of those too and still not dent the marketplace. The market's that big. So on one side, we don't have to worry about competition because there's just so much marketplace and no one's doing anything about it. Again, it's diminishing market. But there is 2 types of competition we have, and I put competition in quotes sometimes because I don't really consider them a competition, okay, at all. The first one's the older established companies. I made my case for why you don't want to be there. Why? The opportunity is gone. It really is. There's not many new people that join those companies that go out and make a major 6 or 7-figure income because they're in their maturity phase. They do a good job. They're maintaining. That's great. It's fun to see that because we were part of the launch of that. Then we have what's called the also-rans, the ones I think that are just kind of these smaller groups. By the way, a lot of them are leaders who used to be with either Movement 1 or Movement 2. And they're trucking along and they're doing okay, but they're missing a few elements. They either don't have a commitment to the system, they don't have a leader that has integrity or has his ego in check, they don't have a leader that's committed to the system or has that crusading fervor. One thing I love about Jeff, he loves our crusade. I mean, Jeff will beat you up over what we do for clients. You know, he knows it's right. Right is right, right? Right. Okay, it is, okay? And so I think we're in a real good position, and the reason is we have an unbelievable difference than all these other companies. It's like comparing these two, okay? Now, they're both cars, right? They both have 4 tires. They both have windshields, headlights. They're both red. They're both Italian, okay? But is there a little bit of difference between the Ferrari and the Fiat? Yes. Especially when it comes to performance and what you can do with it and where it can go and the potential, okay? Well, that's us, obviously. The other side is all these little also-rans that want to be like us, think they got it going, but they're missing some very key elements. See, we're different as a company, but we're different by design. This is on purpose. Because where we want to go, they're kind of happy doing $1 million or $2 million a month in premium and making their little money. The owners making more money they ever made in their lives. Jeff's not here just to make a little bit of money. Do you guys sense that? What's Jeff want to do? He wants to build a legacy. He wants to make a difference. We want to be that next big movement, and we are. And so we're different by design to get that done. Some of our key points is whoa, go back, please. There we go. I'll blow them up there. These are, by the way, our whole team we have with staging and photography. Give them a big hand. They're doing a fantastic job. These guys are awesome. They really are. It's fun. I was talking to Freddie, who's kind of running everything. And where's Freddie in the room? In the back, waving his hand. He said, man, I'm so excited to be part of this because he knows what we did in the last 2 movements, to be at the very first meeting and be able to work it. I know where it's going to go and a chance to grow with you guys. I mean, he knows that here in short order, 3 or 4 or 5 years, we'll be in some arena with 20,000 people. In 2025, we'll be at Texas Stadium, and Freddie will be running that meeting, right, Freddie? Yes, sir. Absolutely. I want this video wall that's like 20 stories high, and can we do something like that? Yes, all right, I like that. Good, good. But our edge is we have professionalism. A lot of these organizations aren't very professional. If you went in their office, you'd be kind of embarrassed to bring a guest there. When I remember attending our first Super BPM, the one I went to just a few weeks ago. When you walk in, those of you in the Atlanta area, were you impressed by the quality of people that were in that meeting? It was amazing. There was no one there you were embarrassed to have someone meet. Phenomenal professionalism from the top all the way down. We have integrity. Integrity is everything. I know a lot of companies don't have integrity. But I love the fact that Jeff believes in we're going to do what's right because right's right, right? Right. Okay. It's okay if you guys say right. It's not church. You can respond. So right's right, right? Right. You still didn't say anything. Is right, right? Right. Okay, you didn't want to talk. Okay. We have leadership. We have do-it-first leadership. I love the fact that Jeff's still out there seeing clients, recruiting personally, doing his thing. I love he puts contests out saying anyone can take me, they get this. And you got some guys that are getting close, by the way. But it makes Jeff work harder. It makes Jeff be a better leader. I love the leadership we have. Now, I'm not going to mention names in the field, but I am so impressed with the leaders you'll see get recognized across this stage tonight because they're in this for the long haul. They have great pedigrees from the past. They have great leadership talent around themselves. And what we're doing in the home office is bringing great leadership in as well. Why? Because we're building a legend. We're birthing a giant. To do all that, you got the right people in place. We believe we have 2 crusades. First crusade's the business opportunity. Most people hate their jobs. They hate the business they have, the pressures and the time away from family. I love some of the stories we hear about that. That's our first crusade. Second crusade is what? Product crusade. People out there don't know how to manage their money. There's a desperate need for people to learn how to better plan for the future. And that's what we do. We have a great synergistic comp plan. Allows you to go out there and build a team, make good money from personal production, but also great overrides. If you guys really understand the comp plan, you'd work 10 times harder than you do because there's so much money that comes to you now and down the road through renewals and overrides and all these amazing things that are out there. It's a custom tailored business. I'll explain more about that in a second. And the last one, we're going to have some fun. I don't want to be in some stodgy insurance company or some stodgy corporate. I was talking to someone the other day, I used to go to these corporate meetings. They had them once a year, and it was real boring, and no one wanted to go. And we don't want to be like that. It's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to have a good time, right? And we're going to have some fun. So let's talk real quick about, this one. I love the other slide. Again, a theme of our meeting. So whatever you've been thinking about Synergy Financial Partners, think bigger. Way bigger. Whatever you've been thinking prior to this meeting about what your team could be inside Synergy Financial Partners, think bigger. Whatever you're thinking about your cash flow could be the next 12 months, the subsequent 12 months, or the next 5 or 10 years, please go out and think a lot bigger because you are at the right place at the right time. You just need to recognize it and pull the trigger, or you're going to miss out on the greatest opportunity you've ever seen before you in your life. There's a guy, I can't remember the exact numbers, so bear with me, that was with, I think it was Apple early on, and he had some stock shares because he was one of the original guys, and he sold them for, I think, like $1,300 at a time he needed some money. What's that? Is that Steve Wozniak? That's exactly who it was, but man, what a loser. Today, those shares are worth $50 billion. Did he miss an opportunity? Yes. Absolutely missed an opportunity, okay? Don't be a Steve Wozniak, is that right? Okay, regards to this company, because I promise you, you'll look back, if you decide, I'm going to coast, or I'll maybe come back next year, you're going to look up one day, and you're going to see some full-page ad. I would say in the USA Today, but it'll probably be gone by then because you'll see it on the internet somewhere, of all these 7-figure earners and some 8-figure earners from Synergy Financial Partners. And you go, man, I was there in the beginning, and oh, God, I sat next to that guy. Oh, man, what did I do? I missed this moment. Don't miss the moment, okay? Now, those of you, I think what we have here is we have a prism effect. We got some people in this room that are older, some that are younger, some that are from the northeast, where they have great brats. Or that's northeast, it's north. What do you call that? The Midwest? Even though it's in the north? Okay, all right. Yeah, they're always confused up there. I love brats, though, by the way. We have people from the West Coast. We have people from all over that are here. And we have younger people, older people, and people with financial services backgrounds, some but not. But I want you to know, if you look at Synergy Financial Partners, we got a prism effect. That there's something here that will attract you to it. It's kind of like buying a Ferrari. Who has ever been to the Ferrari website to order one? Have you done? I like that. Me too. I love going in there. You pick your model, right? And there it pops up. And you'd be shocked at how well you can customize it. You can change the color, obviously. You can go in, you can change the wheels. You can change the color of the stitching on the seats, the color of the brake pads. You can have fun going through and customizing your Ferrari, okay? It's pretty cool. It's exactly how we're going to go out there and build our Synergy business. It's like customizing it. I'd love to have a site like this. So click here to customize your business. You can go in time-wise inside of you part-time, forever if you want, full-time, or big-time. The ones I'm going to go after are these 7-figure incomes. Rick, which one of those are you? Big-time. I figured. I'm just making sure, okay? You can go out there and be just a personal producer, and you can get involved in advanced planning. You can go out and have leading-edge training. We have top contracts. That's great. Or you can decide to go out there and become a team builder. We have world-class support, national contracts, synergistic comp. That's the one I recommend, by the way, team builder. I really do. You can make a lot of production along the way, but I promise you that's the one you want to do. Team size, your choice again. You can go out and build a local office, regional operation, or go out and build nationally. Rick, national or regional or national? Okay. One day will be international, but we'll just talk about national today, okay? Prospects, you can go out there and use the internet and social media for some ways to do that, and we'll get more into how you use social media to warm market prospect. You can go out there and recruit industry pros. There's some guys out there that need a home. Or you can go out there and go after new professionals. I kind of agree with all of them, but my last one's my favorite. I stay with new professionals. Matter of fact, I love the fact that Synergy's been built on new professionals. And that's really, to me, where the rubber's hit the road as far as us getting the thing done, because there are a lot of people, all the way from middle-level managers all the way up to top corporate executives, that just are tired of the corporate world. There are business owners tired of the hassles, and they're looking for a home. And we have the greatest story in the world to go out there and share. So that's the one I'd focus on if I were you. If I could look in the crystal ball for where Synergy is going to be here in a couple of years, I see the things we talked about. I see us out there, $1.2 billion a year in premium, $500 million of commissions going out to the field. But none of that matters unless what? You win for your family. That's really what it comes down to. What happens to your family? We have a very unique opportunity right now to go out there. The window's open. Are you going to recognize it? And are you going to pull the trigger? Let me say one thing as I close this section out before I bring Jeff back up. Who in here knows for a fact they're going to build a huge team in Synergy Financial Partners? Raise your hand. Okay? Now, we'll have different definitions of what that would be. Some people might say it's a 1,000-person team or a 10,000-person team or a 50,000-person, whatever it is. And out of that, you're going to have a bunch of direct leaders, right, Kevin? Michael, you're going to have a lot of direct leaders, okay? And you go out there, and let's say you're going to have 100 direct leaders or 50, whatever it is. And some of those people, but of those 100, how many of those guys are going to become your best friends? And that's not true. You're not going to like everybody override, just I promise you. You got to act like you do, but you really won't. Trust me, okay? I mean, let's not pie in the sky, okay? But you'll have some that are going to become your best friends in life. Think about, is there people you've met in Synergy so far that you didn't know 6 months ago that are now like your trench buddy? I mean, they're your friends. I didn't know any of you guys, except for just a few of you. There's a few of you I didn't know, but a lot of you I didn't know. Now I feel like, man, I love this guy like a brother, you know? And those relationships will deepen. So the leaders you build, okay, some of those guys and gals, when I say guys, I'm from California, it's like y'all, but we say you guys, so just bear with me on that one, okay, will become your best friends in life, okay? They'll be the ones that they'll win a Hawaii trip with you, or St. Kitts, or they'll be at convention with you having lunch. They'll be the ones that their best guy quits, and you have to be there to console them a little bit. And you'll build those relationships, and they'll become your best friends in life. You look back 5 years from now and go, man, I didn't even know these guys when Synergy started. Now they're my friends. Where are those people today, August 1st, 2014? Are they born? I hope so. He's got to be 18 to sign a contract, and you'd be a long time building the teams. They're born. They're out there right now. They're probably in some job they hate. It's Friday. They can't wait for 5 o'clock to come. They want to get out of there, right? They're having a heart attack right now. Or they're in some business they can't stand. They're probably having arguments with their spouse right now about money. Money's tight. They're worried about getting laid off. They're worried about the 401k they had to tap to get by these last few years. They're worried. They're hungry. They're anxious. These are people that can become your best friends in life, and they're miserable, and you have the answer. How long are you going to make them wait in that state? See, when that gets into you, all of a sudden you realize what this business is all about. It's not just dollars and that kind of stuff. It's changing people's lives. I'll never forget the first time I had someone go full-time in this industry with me. He was a retired E9 Navy chief. He told me in our first appointment, I hate people. And he did. He was miserable. He did not smile the entire meeting. I wasn't even sure he could get a sale, let alone a recruit. And I taught him how to hate people less as we kind of went through the system and the process. And he actually became a real likable guy. He actually ended up liking people, or at least faked it real well. I don't know what it was. But I remember the day, he was 3 years short of a second retirement at Lockheed. He called me up, and he says, John, I want you to know I quit my job today. Now, I never had anyone quit a job before. I was 20-something years old, and my heart sunk. I was like, oh, crap. His wife's going to shoot me. This is going to be a problem, you know? And anyway, he's all excited. I've never felt so good my entire life. This is just fantastic. I mean, he was so excited. I go, I hope it works, you know, because I wasn't sure. But he's my first ringer. He did fantastic. But 2 days later, his wife called me. She never called me directly. And she says, John, I want you to know I've been married to this man for like 30-something years. I've never seen him as happy as he is right now. I've seen his entire life change. He's been a better father to our children, a better husband to me. Our relationship's never been stronger. And I just want to say thank you. 2 days later, one of his sons called me. And he's like, I want you to know, thank you for what you did for my dad. You know, we didn't have much of a relationship. He kind of was a butt, you know. I mean, he really was. I mean, he was tough. And he stuck with us when the company we were with, actually, we ended up selling, we went on a different place. He today, I think, owns about 12 mailboxes, et cetera, plays golf every day, lives the life, but all because of the principles that we taught him early on. He's way retired. He's in his 70s now. God, probably in his 80s. Whew. Anyway, but just a great guy. That feeling, though, when you get your $100,000 clubbing with Synergy, it feels really good, by the way. But when one of your guys gets the ring, it feels, or gals, it's 100 times better. And you realize that's not just someone who's making money, it's someone whose life has changed. They left a job they could not stand. They left a business that was killing them. And there's financial rewards for doing those things, but the emotional rewards of knowing you had a part in making a difference in that human being is intoxicating, it's great, it's amazing, and you want to feel it over and over and over again. That's why people, in the city, they go out there and make $3, $4, $5 million a year. The ones that are really in it for the right reasons, they never stop working because they want to go out there and help as many families as possible. Because each prospect across that table, not a sell, it's not a recruit, it's someone whose life can change. Think about that. I mean, you heard one of our mentors that Jeff and I had, Rich Stolley. If someone didn't go by and recruit him, where would his life be today? He's an assistant athletic director at college making $20,000 a year. Now he makes $4 million a year and is worth probably a couple $100 million, has quality family life, quality family time. That may not have happened if the opportunity hadn't come along to him. We can change lives. And I promise you, if you're sitting down across from someone and that's coming not from your mind in a recruitment process, but from your heart, and them understanding you're there to help them as a family, they can feel that. There's an energy that comes across. And people will relate to you real quick, and amazing things will happen. And I challenge you to do that. Don't let these friends of yours wait. Get what we do in your heart and go share it, and tremendous things will happen. Thank you very much for your time. Look forward to speaking to you guys 2 times tomorrow. Thank you very much.